Hello and welcome to Little Robin's Today video about food and drinks. In this video, we'll explore some common dishes and drinks you might enjoy every day. You'll hear short talks about breakfast, lunch, and dinner, all in simple English. This is a great way to practice your listening and speaking skills, using vocabulary that's perfect for A2-level learners. So, grab a snack and let's get started. What do you usually have for breakfast? In this section, we'll talk about the most common breakfast food and drinks. You'll hear about everything from toast and eggs to coffee and juice. Cereal and milk.
I grab a bowl and pour in my favorite cereal, something crunchy and sweet. Then I reach for the milk, pouring just enough to cover the cereal so it stays nice and crispy. To make it even better, I add a handful of fresh blueberries and raspberries on top. They add a burst of flavor and make my breakfast colorful. I'm keeping it simple today, but I love how easy and delicious this is. And of course, I'm having a glass of strawberry milk on the side. There's something about the sweet, fruity taste of strawberry milk that makes breakfast feel extra special. I can't wait to dig in and enjoy this perfect breakfast combo.
Avocado toast.
I start with a slice of toasted bread, nice and golden brown. Next, I layer on sliced avocado, spreading it out to cover the toast beautifully. The bright green color reminds me of sunny mornings and fresh starts. To make it even better, I drizzle some tangy sauce on top, adding a zesty kick that I love. Then, I finish it off with a handful of fresh sprouts for some crunch and extra nutrients. Every bite brings back memories of cozy brunches with friends. The combination of creamy avocado, zesty sauce, and crunchy sprouts is just perfect. I can't wait to enjoy this delicious and nostalgic breakfast.
Omeletted and orange juice. Today, I'm making a fluffy omelet. I crack a couple of eggs into a bowl and whisk them until they're nice and smooth. Then, I heat up a pan and pour in the eggs, watching as they start to cook and become light and fluffy. I like to add a sprinkle of salt and pepper for flavor, and sometimes I toss in some cheese or chopped vegetables for an extra tasty touch. The smell is amazing. On the side, I pour myself a glass of fresh orange juice. The bright, citrusy flavor is the perfect complement to the savory omelet. The combination of the warm, fluffy omelet and the cold, refreshing orange juice makes me feel energized and ready for the day. I can't wait to enjoy this delicious breakfast. Bagel and orange juice.
Today, I'm having a bagel with cream cheese and smoked salmon. I start with a toasted bagel, golden and warm. Then, I spread a generous layer of creamy, smooth cream cheese on top. The rich flavor is simply perfect. Next, I add slices of smoky salmon, which bring a savory taste that I absolutely love. Sometimes, I sprinkle a little dill or capers for an extra burst of flavor. This combination is so satisfying. To wash it all down, I pour a glass of fresh orange juice. The sweet and tangy taste of the juice pairs wonderfully with the rich bagel and salmon. Every bite feels special, and I can't wait to enjoy this tasty breakfast that always makes my mornings brighter.
Burrito.
I'm ready for something hearty. Today, I'm making a delicious breakfast burrito filled with beef and colorful bell peppers. First, I cook some ground beef in a pan, seasoning it with a bit of salt and pepper for flavor. While the beef cooks, I chop up some bell peppers, red, green, and yellow, to add a fresh crunch and vibrant colors. Once the beef is nicely browned, I toss in the chopped bell peppers and let them cook until they're tender. The smell is amazing. Next, I take a warm tortilla and scoop the beef and pepper mixture in the center. I like to add a sprinkle of cheese on top, letting it melt into the filling. Then I wrap the tortilla tightly, making sure everything stays inside. It's time to dig in. This burrito is packed with flavor, and it's a great way to start the day. I can't wait to enjoy this satisfying breakfast that's both delicious and filling.
Pancakes.
I love fluffy pancakes for breakfast. I start by mixing together flour, eggs, milk, and a pinch of baking powder to create a smooth batter. Once it's ready, I pour some batter onto a hot skillet, watching as it bubbles and rises. The smell of pancakes cooking is so inviting. After a few minutes, I flip the pancakes and they turn a beautiful golden brown. I stack them high on a plate, feeling the excitement build. Now comes the best part. I add a pat of butter on top, watching it melt into the warm pancakes. Then I drizzle golden syrup all over them, making them look absolutely delicious. With each bite, the pancakes are soft and fluffy, perfectly complemented by the rich butter and sweet syrup. It's a classic breakfast that makes me feel happy and cozy inside. I can't wait to dig in and enjoy this sweet morning treat.
Smoothie. I'm excited for a refreshing strawberry smoothie. I start by blending fresh strawberries with a banana, some yogurt, and a splash of almond milk. The fruity aroma fills the kitchen as I mix everything until it's nice and smooth. Once it's ready, I pour the vibrant pink smoothie into a tall glass. To make it even more delicious, I add a dollop of whipped cream on top, which looks so inviting. Sometimes I sprinkle a few sliced strawberries or granola for extra texture and flavor. This smoothie is not just tasty, but also healthy, packed with vitamins and nutrients to kickstart my day. Each sip is cool and creamy, and the sweetness of the strawberries makes me smile. I can't wait to enjoy this delicious and refreshing breakfast. French toast and coffee.
I'm making delicious French toast. I start by whisking together eggs, milk, and a sprinkle of cinnamon in a bowl. Then I take slices of bread and dip them into the mixture, making sure they're coated well. I heat up a pan and add a little butter, watching it melt and sizzle. Once the butter is hot, I place the soaked bread in the pan and cook it until it's golden brown on both sides. The smell is heavenly. Once the French toast is ready, I stack it on a plate and drizzle some maple syrup over the top. I like to add a dusting of powdered sugar for a little sweetness and a couple of fresh berries on the side. To complete my breakfast, I pour myself a cup of hot coffee. The rich aroma of the coffee pairs perfectly with the sweet French toast. Each bite is warm and comforting, and the coffee gives me that extra boost to start my day. I can't wait to enjoy this classic breakfast combo.
Yogurt parfait.
I'm excited for a delicious yogurt parfait. I start by grabbing a clear glass to show off the beautiful layers. First, I add a scoop of creamy yogurt at the bottom. I love using vanilla yogurt for its sweet flavor. Next, I sprinkle a layer of crunchy granola on top. The granola adds a nice texture and is so satisfying to eat. Then, I add some fresh fruits, maybe some sliced bananas and juicy strawberries, making the parfait colorful and healthy. For a little extra treat, I drizzle some rich chocolate sauce over the fruit. It adds a wonderful sweetness that I can't resist. I repeat the layers, more yogurt, more granola, and more fruit until the glass is filled. The final touch is a sprinkle of nuts or seeds on top for extra crunch. This yogurt parfait is not only tasty, but also packed with nutrients to keep me energized. I can't wait to dig in and enjoy this delightful breakfast that's both healthy and indulgent. Chia pudding.
I'm thrilled to enjoy some chia pudding. I start by mixing chia seeds with almond milk and a touch of honey in a bowl. I let it sit for a bit, allowing the chia seeds to absorb the liquid and create a creamy, pudding-like texture. Once the chia pudding is ready, I grab a clear glass to build my delicious layers. I spoon a generous amount of the pudding into the bottom of the glass, creating a smooth layer. Next, I add a layer of fresh blueberries, their vibrant color adding a lovely touch. Then I follow with more chia pudding, creating that perfect contrast. I top it off with sliced strawberries, their sweetness balancing perfectly with the pudding. I love the way the colors look together. So bright and inviting, this chia pudding is not only beautiful but also packed with nutrients, making it a healthy start to my day. I can't wait to dig into this delicious, layered breakfast treat. Now it's time to explore some delicious dishes and refreshing drinks that make lunchtime special. Whether you prefer a hearty salad, a tasty sandwich, or a warm bowl of soup, there's something for everyone. Let's dive into these flavorful options that will keep you energized for the rest of the day. Sandwich. Lunch is served, and I'm ready to enjoy this mouth-watering sandwich. Just look at that perfectly toasted bread, golden and crisp on the outside. Between the slices, there's a delicious combination of layers that make this sandwich so irresistible. First, we've got fresh, crisp lettuce that adds a nice crunch. Then, there are thick slices of juicy tomato, bringing a burst of freshness. The star of the sandwich is the savory ham, which pairs beautifully with the other ingredients. And to make it even better, there's a slice of creamy cheese melting slightly between it all. This sandwich is not just tasty, but it's also satisfying with its hearty layers. It's a perfect choice for lunch, filling and full of flavor. I can't wait to take a bite and savor each delicious layer. Salad.
Lunchtime is about to get delicious with this vibrant salad. Just look at those perfectly grilled chicken slices, tender and juicy, arranged beautifully around the bowl. The chicken is seasoned just right, adding a savory element to the fresh greens below. Next to the chicken, there are creamy avocado slices, adding a rich, buttery texture that pairs perfectly with the crispness of the lettuce. The greens are fresh and full of life, making the salad feel light and refreshing. Nestled among the greens are ripe tomato slices, adding a pop of color and a burst of flavor. In the center, a handful of fresh sprouts adds a nice crunch, tying all the ingredients together. This salad is not just a treat for the eyes, but a healthy, satisfying meal that's perfect for lunch. I can't wait to dig in and enjoy every bite of this nutritious and flavorful dish.
Tomato spaghetti.
This delicious spaghetti dish is the perfect choice for lunch. The noodles are cooked just right, tender and satisfying, and they're smothered in a rich, flavorful tomato sauce. Each bite is a delightful mix of savory and tangy, with chunks of fresh tomatoes adding extra texture and flavor. A generous sprinkle of Parmesan cheese on top melts slightly into the warm sauce, giving it that extra touch of indulgence. The fresh herbs add a burst of aroma, making the dish even more appetizing. This spaghetti is not just a meal, it's a comforting, hearty lunch that's sure to keep you going for the rest of the day. It's simple, satisfying, and absolutely delicious.
Bento.
Ah, look at this. This bento is just perfect for lunch. I've got a bit of everything here. Sushi, fresh salmon, some veggies. Wow, this is going to be good. I love how each section has something different, so it's like a little surprise with every bite. The sushi rolls are just the right size, not too big, not too small, and they look so fresh. I can't wait to taste that mix of flavors, the soft rice with the crisp veggies and seafood. And the salmon, it looks so tender and rich. Just a few slices, but that's all I need to feel satisfied. The veggies add a nice crunch too. They're so colorful and fresh, making the whole meal feel light and balanced. It's great that I can enjoy something so delicious and still feel like I'm eating healthy. This bento is definitely going to keep me full and energized for the rest of the day. It's such a nice treat to have a meal like this. It feels special, even though it's just lunch. I'm really glad I chose this today.
Tomato soup.
A warm bowl of tomato soup. There's nothing quite like it. The deep red color is so inviting, and it smells absolutely delicious. I can see the swirl of cream on top, blending with the soup, making it look even more appetizing. Tomato soup is such a classic comfort food, isn't it? It's simple, but so satisfying. I love how the tangy flavor of the tomatoes comes through, balanced perfectly with the hint of basil on top. Just a few ingredients, yet they create such a rich and flavorful dish. This soup is perfect for lunch, especially on a chilly day. It's warm, comforting, and fills you up just the right amount. Plus, it's healthy, which is always a bonus. I think I'll take my time with this, savoring each spoonful. There's something so soothing about a good bowl of soup. It's like a hug in a bowl.
Burger and Coke.
Today for lunch, I've got this delicious-looking burger. Just look at that juicy beef patty, perfectly grilled and topped with melted cheese that's practically oozing over the sides. The lettuce is crisp, adding that fresh crunch. And the tomato slice looks ripe and juicy, adding just the right amount of sweetness. The burger is perfectly complemented by the soft sesame seed bun, which is lightly toasted. And let's not forget the bacon. It's peeking out from under the bun, promising that smoky, savory goodness in every bite. This burger is a masterpiece of flavors and textures. To wash it all down, I've got a cold can of Coke. The fizz and sweetness will balance out the richness of the burger, making every bite and sip more enjoyable. There's something so satisfying about the combination of a hearty burger and an ice-cold soda. It's like a classic timeless duo that never fails to hit the spot. This lunch is definitely going to keep me full and happy. Can't wait to dig in.
Sushi.
This sushi platter is a feast for the eyes and the taste buds. The vibrant slices of salmon, tuna, and yellowtail are arranged so perfectly, and each piece looks incredibly fresh. The sushi rolls are filled with a delightful mix of ingredients. Some have creamy avocado, others have crunchy cucumber, and a few even have a pop of bright yellow from the tamago, sweet egg omelette. The avocado adds a smooth, buttery texture that complements the rich salmon and tuna, while the cucumber brings a crisp, refreshing crunch. There are also some neatly arranged veggie garnishes like lettuce and shiso leaves, adding a touch of green that brightens up the entire board. This lunch is the perfect balance of flavors and textures. The combination of salmon, tuna, yellowtail, creamy avocado, crunchy cucumber, and leafy greens makes each bite exciting and satisfying. And with that stunning ocean view in the background, this meal feels like a little slice of heaven. It's the kind of lunch that not only fills you up, but also leaves you feeling refreshed and energized for the rest of the day.
Pizza.
Wow, this pizza looks absolutely amazing. A classic margarita, just what I was craving. The crust is golden and crispy, just perfect for holding all these fresh toppings. The tomato sauce is spread so evenly, I can almost taste that tangy, rich flavor. And those tomato slices on top? They look so juicy and ripe, adding just the right amount of sweetness. The mozzarella cheese is all melted and gooey underneath, making it so creamy and delicious. And then there's the basil. Fresh green basil leaves scattered across the top, giving off that incredible aroma. It's like they just picked them from the garden. Each bite is going to be a perfect mix of sweet, tangy, creamy, and fresh. This is the kind of lunch that's light enough to not slow me down, but still so satisfying. I can already tell it's going to hit the spot. Just me, this pizza, and maybe a nice drink. What a perfect lunch break.
Tacos and iced tea.
These tacos look absolutely irresistible. The soft tortillas are perfectly folded, holding all those delicious fillings together. I can already taste that juicy, tender chicken inside. It's going to be so flavorful. The lettuce is so fresh and crisp, adding that perfect crunch with every bite. And look at those little tomatoes, sliced so neatly on top. They're going to add a nice burst of juiciness. Oh, and the shredded cheese. It's just starting to melt into the chicken, making everything even more delicious. I love how they've added a drizzle of sour cream on top. It's going to balance out the flavors so well, adding that creamy, tangy goodness. I can see some salsa too, a little spicy kick to wake up my taste buds. And what could be better to wash it all down than a tall glass of iced tea? The cool, refreshing taste of the tea is going to be the perfect complement to these tacos. It'll cleanse my palate between bites, making each one feel as fresh as the first. This combination is going to make my lunch just perfect. Light, fresh, and oh so satisfying. I can't wait to dive in and enjoy every bite.
Fish and chips and soda.
Look at this dish, crispy fish and golden fries. The fish has a crunchy coating with tender, flaky white fish inside. The fries are thick and perfect for dipping in the creamy tartar sauce. Now, picture a cold soda with it. When I open the can, the bubbles fizz and the first sip is cool and refreshing. The sweetness of the soda balances perfectly with the salty, crunchy fish and fries. Each sip makes the flavors even better. This is a simple but satisfying moment, enjoying delicious food and a cold drink that go perfectly together.
Now it's time to explore some mouth-watering meals and comforting dishes that make dinner truly special. Whether you're in the mood for a hearty steak, a flavorful pasta, or a light and healthy option, dinner is the perfect way to end the day. Let's dive into these delicious choices that will satisfy your cravings and leave you feeling content for the night ahead. Pasta.
Dinner tonight is all about pasta, and the preparation is key. First, I boil a pot of salted water and add the pasta, letting it cook until it's perfectly al dente. While that's happening, I heat olive oil in a pan and sauté minced garlic until it's fragrant. Then I add tomatoes, letting them simmer into a rich sauce with a few fresh basil leaves for a burst of flavor. Once the pasta is ready, I drain it, keeping a bit of the pasta water, and toss it into the sauce. The pasta absorbs the garlicky tomato goodness, becoming glossy and flavorful. A sprinkle of parmesan and a drizzle of olive oil finish it off. In just a few simple steps, I've got a plate of pasta that's comforting, flavorful, and made with care. It's a quick yet satisfying dinner, where every bite is worth the effort.
Noodles in cold water.
This bowl of noodles is just what I need for dinner. The noodles are perfectly cooked, swimming in a rich, savory broth that promises deep flavor in every bite. The toppings are like a feast for the eyes. A soft-boiled egg with a golden, creamy yolk, tender slices of meat, and a pile of fresh green veggies that add a nice crunch. Now picture sipping on a glass of cold water with this. The water is crisp and refreshing, the perfect contrast to the warm, hearty noodles. Each sip cleanses your palate, making every mouthful of noodles feel new and exciting. This dinner is more than just a meal. It's a moment of pure comfort. The hot, flavorful noodles and the cool, refreshing water together create a balance that's satisfying and so enjoyable.
Turkey and lemonade.
This meal centers around a beautifully roasted turkey, golden and crisp on the outside, tender and juicy inside. The preparation starts by seasoning the turkey well and stuffing it with a mix of herbs, vegetables, and maybe some fruits for extra flavor. It's then roasted slowly, filling the kitchen with its delicious aroma. As the turkey roasts, side dishes like buttery corn, fresh Brussels sprouts, and savory stuffed rolls are prepared to complement the meal. To finish, a pitcher of refreshing lemonade is made by squeezing fresh lemons, mixing the juice with water, and just the right amount of sugar. The lemonade's tartness perfectly balances the richness of the turkey. This dinner is a blend of hearty and refreshing flavors, all prepared with care and attention.
Steak and red wine.
All right, dinner is set. I've got this beautiful steak, perfectly seared and juicy. Just the thought of cutting into it makes my mouth water. I seasoned it simply, just salt, pepper, and a bit of rosemary, letting the beef's natural flavor shine through. And those roasted potatoes? Crisp on the outside, soft and tender on the inside. They're the perfect sidekick to this steak, soaking up all the savory juices. Now, the best part? A glass of red wine. It's going to bring out all those rich, deep flavors in the steak, adding just the right touch of elegance to this meal. This is going to be a satisfying dinner, just what I need to unwind.
Chicken curry.
Tonight's dinner is going to be something special. I'm making this creamy chicken curry, and I can already imagine how flavorful it's going to be. I started by sautéing some onions until they were golden, then added in the garlic, ginger, and spices, curry powder, a bit of cumin, and some paprika for that smoky kick. The chicken went in next, browning beautifully, soaking up all those spices. I poured in some coconut milk, letting it simmer down to a rich, creamy sauce. The aroma filling the kitchen is incredible, so warm and inviting. To go with it, I've got some perfectly steamed rice, just fluffy enough to soak up all that curry. This is going to be a comforting, hearty meal, exactly what I need to unwind after a long day. Can't wait to dig in.
Lasagna.
Just look at that delicious golden and crispy top layer, perfectly browned. The layers of pasta are so neatly stacked, and I can already imagine the rich tomato sauce and melted cheese inside. This is going to be the star of the dinner table. I'm glad I took the time to prepare this lasagna with love. It's such a comforting dish. And there's something special about how each layer builds upon the last, creating this masterpiece of flavor. I can almost smell the garlic and herbs mingling with the tomato sauce. So satisfying. Cooking lasagna always feels like a little labor of love. There's something so rewarding about the process. Boiling the pasta, preparing the sauce, layering everything with care, and then watching it bake to perfection. Once it's out of the oven, I'll let it sit for a few minutes to cool down slightly, so the layers stay intact when I cut into it. I can't wait to serve it up, paired with a fresh salad and maybe some garlic bread on the side. Dinner tonight is going to be amazing.
Shepherd's pie.
The perfect shepherd's pie, fresh out of the oven. The golden brown peaks of mashed potatoes on top are a beautiful sight, and I love how the parsley adds a pop of green right in the center. I can tell the filling underneath is packed with hearty goodness, just waiting to be revealed. Making shepherd's pie is always such a fulfilling process. From browning the meat to sautéing the vegetables and then mashing the potatoes just right, every step builds toward this ultimate comfort food. The aroma of the savory filling, rich with herbs and a hint of sweetness from the carrots and peas, has filled the kitchen, making it hard to wait. Layering the mashed potatoes on top is my favorite part. There's something so satisfying about spreading them evenly, then using a fork to create those little ridges that crisp up so nicely in the oven. It's like the final touch that makes the dish truly special. As it cools, I'm thinking about how this shepherd's pie is going to be perfect for tonight's dinner. It's such a cozy, homey meal, especially with the sun setting in the background. I'll serve it with a side of fresh greens and maybe a glass of red wine to complete the evening. Dinner tonight is going to be warm, comforting, and absolutely delicious.
Salmon rice and tea.
Tonight's dinner is going to be so refreshing and light, a perfect combination of flavors that's both satisfying and healthy. Just look at that beautifully cooked salmon, its vibrant pink color popping on the plate, paired with the bright green asparagus spears. The rice adds a nice simple base, soaking up all the flavors. Cooking salmon is always such a joy because it's quick, but still feels like a gourmet meal. I love seasoning it simply with salt, pepper, and a touch of lemon juice to let the natural flavors shine. The asparagus is crisp and fresh, just lightly sautéed to keep its texture and color intact. The whole meal comes together so nicely. Everything complements each other without overpowering. The rice provides a soft, fluffy contrast to the rich, buttery texture of the salmon, while the asparagus adds a bit of crunch. And what better way to round off this meal than with a soothing cup of tea? I'm thinking a light green tea would be perfect. Its subtle, grassy notes will pair beautifully with the salmon, cleansing the palate without overwhelming it. As I sip the tea, I can relax and enjoy the simplicity and freshness of the meal. This is the kind of dinner that's both nourishing and calming, the perfect way to end the day.
That is the end of today's video. So, what is your favorite food? I hope that you can learn something useful to talk about food and drinks. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel to see more upcoming videos.